guys, it's 15 Gamer here, and you already know what time it is. It is Genshin Impact version 5.5 special program time. So, before we get this started, we actually do have some VAs now. So, we have Mizuki's and Varesa's VAs in this special program. So, it's not the staff anymore. It is the actual characters this time. So, I guess that's a good start for the special program. I also have to get this out of the way before we get this started. Yeah. As you probably might know or might not know, Genshin has been in a downward spiral, and I have noticed that too. So, well, depending on how Genshin goes, I either might quit or might see it through to the very end, because I did invest a lot of time into this account and this game, and I've been there since day one. So it would be, I guess, bittersweet to see the end of Genshin as a whole. But ever since 4 years, they haven't changed the content a single bit. It's been the same old cycle of just logging in, getting dailies, and then just logging back out, and that's basically it. And the only new things that we get are just mini game content, domain content, as well as hard content that is specifically made for the new characters, by the way. So it is not very free to play friendly, and yeah, it's really bad. There also are some quality of lives that aren't really featured in this game that other games have. For like for example, Zenless Zone Zero. For ZZZ, you're able to basically just get any disc you want. For Genshin, you have to basically wait like a full year to get the artifacts that you want, because right now we can't really farm the new artifact set by just using our old artifacts and then converting those into the strong box. We can't do that yet. So yeah, the only strong box we can do is right to Fontaine's artifacts. So yeah, it's really sad. It's really bad. We can't really get any artifacts we want. And also the artifact conversion system, where you can get any artifact you want, it's kind of flawed too. So yeah, it's just really bad that we can't get a lot of elixirs to get the artifacts we want. So yeah, that's just my take on Genshin right now. It's just stale. They have to really change this game at some point, because the same old won't just cut it anymore. At least for me. I did put up with it for 4 years, I know, but yeah, I'm starting to get worn out too. So yeah, that's just my take on Genshin. You might see some Genshin content, you might not see some Genshin content in the future. It depends on if I do want to keep playing or if I want to quit. I will make a video on it, however, to let you guys know if I do quit or if I do continue playing. So yeah. But anyways, enough about that sad moment. It's time to talk about this special program. So there's not really that much to talk about, except that there's a new map. We've been having this coming for like the longest time, but we basically have a new map here, which is just part of the Collective of Plenty, which is what we've been hearing about for all this time. It's just new areas. Looks like a new sky area as well. Looks very interesting. We also get some new characters as well. We have Varesa and Iansan, which is very cool. So I guess we could just go over those, but first we have to showcase the Collective of Plenty, which is the new area of the map. So the Collective Plenty, hopefully it's not really a big map, because I just really want to get this done so I can go back to my other gacha games. But I hope it's not a really big map, but by the looks of it, it looks like a pretty decently sized map. There's a lot of new stuff to do. It looks like we do get some new Saurians to possess that has some interesting game mechanics. So yeah, of course, just like the other just like the other Natling characters, we can just use iansan or Versa to just completely ignore the Saurians and just use them, of course, for exploration. By the way, that's also another complaint that I have for Genshin. They're making us pull new characters. I'm pretty sure the shift actually happened since Natlan. I think people are split on the game after Natlan came out, because if you pull for the characters, it makes exploration extremely easy. If you don't, then you are basically you're gonna have a hard time collecting every single chest and every single oculi, because finding the Saurian that you need to complete the puzzle sucks. It absolutely sucks. So yeah, good luck to anyone who is not pulling for those characters. So yeah, that's also another reason why people stop playing the game. I just wanted to get that out of the way. So right here we have our newest 5-star, which is Varesa. Varesa is a Electro Catalyst character and is also a DPS. So yeah, that's basically it. That's just Varesa. Of course, she has some pretty cool mechanics, but her main damage dealing move, you'll probably see it right here in the gameplay, is plunge. Yeah, she plunge attacks. That is her main gimmick. So basically, she's pretty cool. She can do a charge and then do a plunge. So you can do charge, plunge, and that's basically her main bread and butter. So this means that Shan Yun is gonna be good. Yeah, which means that you could just run a Cloud Retainer and then some random plunge character. So plunge is basically kind of back. Plunge is back, baby. Iansan is also the same thing too. I'm pretty sure they do show gameplay footage of Iansan, but I see here Varesa does the same thing. You just do charge attack and then just plunge, and that's basically it. She also has a pretty unique running animation too. I don't know if they show it here, but I'm pretty sure they do. I think it's like up ahead. But she has a unique running animation as well, for Natlan traversal at least. So it's pretty cool. It looks like she is a pretty fast character. So definitely probably like a really good Electro DPS. We do need more Electro DPSs. The only good one that we have is Raiden Shogun. So yeah. But it's, I see there, look at this. This is her unique running animation, by the way. Pretty cool. Looks like it makes exploration pretty good. So yeah. Looks pretty nice overall. Iansan is literally the same thing. She can run fast. She does plunging attacks too. So she's literally the same thing as Varesa. She's just 4-star Varesa, honestly. So yeah, it's just pretty simple. So yeah, Iansan and Varesa are just both Electro DPSs, and that's basically it. Of course, we have the new boss here, which is the Lava Dragon statue. So this is going to be our boss that we need to farm mats for Varesa. So make sure you farm this to get a lot of mats. So yeah. We also right here have some new banners. So we can just look at this right here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so phase 1. Alright, so it's Varesa and Shanyun. Yeah, Shanyun. So Varesa and Shanyun. Varesa looks like a pretty good Electro DPS, so you can probably just go for this. But at the same time, you could probably just wait for a Raiden rerun as well. So it's either up to you if you want Raiden or Varesa, but I'm pretty sure Varesa is gonna be pretty good since all Natlink characters are pretty good so far. If I have to name some, Mualani is the second best Hydro DPS in the game. No questions asked. She is great on vape teams. She's the best vape DPS in the game. Kaniche is the best Dendro DPS in the game. It used to be I'll hate them, but Kaniche just does way too much damage on burning teams. So yeah, Chaska is the best animal DPS in the game. Literally power crept Wanderer. So yeah, Malwika is one of the best pyro DPSs in the game. She's also the best pyro sub DPS in the game. Yep. And then we got Lolly, who is one of the best cryo supports in the entire game. So yeah, every single Natlan character so far that has been released that is a 5-star is really, really, really broken. So I'm pretty sure varesa is going to be the same way. She's probably going to be like an extremely OP Electro DPS, and she's probably going to be the best Electro DPS in the game. So yeah. But I'm pretty sure if you want her to really, really work, you should get Shanyun, because Shanyun does increase plunging attack damage for the party. So definitely also a worthwhile pickup here. So if you are going to be investing on varesa, might as well invest on Shanyun as well. So these two basically just go hand in hand, which is I guess ironic that they are both phase 1 characters. So yeah, but both of them are pretty good. Shanyun's good on plunging teams. varesa, judging by the pattern of Natlan characters, is probably going to be broken as well. So yeah. They also showed that Iansan is going to be part of the phase 1 4-star lineup. So you can just get a dupe of Iansan there. So yeah, pretty cool. 4-star Iansan. If you are going to be pulling on the Shanyun and varesa banners. As for the new weapon, of course, we have varesa's weapon. Looks pretty nice. We are going to be going over the details in the Honey Impact section, of course. So yeah. For phase 2, we have Shilonen and Venti. Yes. So Shilonen is one of the most broken Natlan characters ever. I forgot to mention Shilonen, by the way. So Shilonen is another 5-star Natlan character that they released that is extremely broken. She's literally just Geo Kazuha. That's all I gotta say. You know how broken Kazuha is, right? Imagine Kazuha, but way more stronger. Yeah, that is Shilonen. Enough said. Shilonen is a top tier pick. Venti has aged a lot, but if you love your Archon, Venti is for you. He does have some niche uses though. He is kind of still the best crowd controller in the game. His burst just sucks in a lot of enemies, and it's pretty good. But Sucrose is the same thing too. So if you want a 4-star version of Venti, just get Sucrose. But other than that, if you still want to complete your Archon collection, he's there for you. So you can't just get Venti if you want. Venti is still kind of good. He still kind of has his niches. So if you do pick him up by accident for some reason, you still have some uses in Spiral Abyss. So yeah, I guess it's a decent pickup, I guess. So yeah, that's basically it for the special program first section of it. So now we go to the second section, which is just a bunch of other things. So they did showcase the new area, as I talked about before. It's just the Collective of Plenty, but it's the Sacred Mountain and a Sanctified Land, which it looks pretty cool. It looks like a volcano-esque area with some mountains and some caves and stuff. So it's just your typical basic thing. Here we have the event lined up here, which looks pretty cool. We got Rhythm Ball, Metzli, Overflowing Favor, which is just a domain event, Tournament of Glory and Bloom, which is probably the main event, Unlimited Fighting Championship, which is a domain, some TCG content, Quirky Quaking Arena, an update to Myriad Memories, and Envisioned Echoes. So let's see what we have here. So Tournament of Glory and Bloom. Okay, so this is probably... Okay, yep, this is the main event. I was totally off when I said that... I'm pretty sure... No, I guess I wasn't totally off. I was right on the mark. So, yeah, this is going to be our new main event. So, it's just going to be like a tournament for, like, our... Well, it's just a main story tournament thing. We finally get to see him for the first time. Oh boy. So yeah, pretty cool. if you don't know who he is, I'm not going to be spoiling it for you. Might as well just watch the special program yourself. But he has been teased a lot ever since the story, and he has a pretty cool backstory as well. He is just like a Saurian, he's just a Saurian caretaker. So yeah. But that's basically it. So it's just a event. It's just your typical main event. So yeah. They do showcase some other stuff too, like right here we got some challenges, some mini games. Yeah, it's just your typical Genshin stuff really. Yeah, it's just battles, and then you do like some random mini games, and yeah. You see what I mean by it's just the same old formula, because it has been so since 4 years ago. So yeah. Quirky Quaking Arena, it's just a domain event. Yeah, so you just do some mini games, and that's basically it. Yay, right? So, you could just get the Primo Gems and probably just get out of here. Yeah, it's just your typical event. Right here we have a rhythm ball thing. It's just the Pong event, just like some previous events right there. So it's just your typical thing. Right here is our challenge event. So this is going to be our hard event of the region. Looks really difficult. So yeah, of course we have the hard event as well. We have Overflowing Favor. This hasn't returned since a long time ago, but this just gives you double drops on the artifacts, which is really nice, since we do get some new artifacts as well, which they are going to be showcasing here. Yep. Long Night's Oath, Finale of the Deep Galleries. So that is going to be our artifacts, which is really cool. I will be showcasing the stats of these artifacts as well in Honey Impact. So yeah, I'm pretty sure they don't showcase the stats here. Yeah, they don't showcase the stats here. So we have a Myriad Melodies, which is just updated, and then we of course have some new contrails for Imaginarium Theater, which is pretty cool. And we also have some TCG stuff. We have Kachina finally being part of Genius Invocation TCG. Of course, right here we have some system optimizations. So this is honestly the biggest update we get so far for artifacts, I guess. So when you do the artifact definition, you basically, the 2 minor affixes that you get, or when you choose it, you literally get 2 free rolls on it. So basically it's guaranteed to roll 2 times into one of these stats, which is really cool. So yeah, pretty nice overall, which means that you're able to get the artifacts you want way better than it is, which means no wasted artifacts. We have upgraded treasure compass as well, which detects the treasures a lot more better. There's the boss tracking guide, which they showcased earlier, and then they updated the mail system feature. And that's basically it for the special program. Yeah, there's nothing really that I guess special about this special program, except for there's a new area. So yeah, well, that's basically it for the special program section of the video. Now it's time to go over, let's transition. Yep, it is time to talk about the 5.5 Honey Impact section of the video. So I'm going to be pulling these up right here in some new tabs. These are the new artifacts, as well as varesa and iansan. So well, I'm just going to be putting these here, right there, and then okay, let's just get this started. So we have iansan, varesa, we have Vivid Notions, which is the new weapon, we have some artifacts as well, and then they also have right here some new ascension materials. So the red berry mushrooms, the dragolite, the sky split gem bloom, And then we also have some other things right here, which are just new quests and stuff. So yeah, it's just typical things, achievements, just your typical new stuff for new areas for this game. So yeah. Well, now it's time to talk about the actual character. So Varesa. Varesa is, as I said, Electro Catalyst. She is a DPS. Her level up stat is crit rate. Her normal attack is just very simple, but the main effect that you want to go for is the plunging attack, since she gains Night Soul points when she does plunging attacks. Her elemental skill, as I said before, basically increases her movement speed when she is running, but she can also use it to attack. If she hits someone, she can go into a state where she can go into the air and do a plunging attack. That's basically it. Yep, that's it. If you hold E, you run like Sonic. Yeah. As for her elemental burst, she goes into the air and does AoE electro damage, and then she goes into a state where she's able to do AoE plunging attack damage. So yeah, it's just your typical plunging DPS. I literally said before that Varesa is just a plunging DPS. So her elemental skill does plunging damage. Her AoE electro damage thing with her elemental burst does electro damage. She goes into a state where she does plunging electro damage. She's just a plunging DPS. So, the Night Realm's Gift, is just a, Natland passive, so you're able to get some Night Soul points when you move, so it's pretty cool. Tag Team Triple Jump, which basically increases her, damage with her attack. So if you have high attack with her, she's able to do more plunging damage, which is pretty cool. So, she does scale off of attack, so you probably want to get a lot of attack as much as possible, because her secondary passive also scales off of attack. So when you trigger Night Soul Burst, her attack increases by 35% with a max of 2 stacks, my bad, which is counted independently. So this stacks up with this, which basically increases her damage with attack percent, which is pretty cool. We also have a overworld passive where she doesn't where her sprint consumption will increase. It's pretty cool. Her speed increases, and her sprint stamina consumption increases, which means that she's just able to run fast. That's it. She's just able to run fast. So it's pretty cool overall. So that is Varesa. Looks pretty simple, really. She's just a Electro Plunge DPS. So think of it like I guess you could think of it like Gaming. Yeah, I guess she's just Electro Gaming. Yeah, I mean, now I think about it, she is just Electro Gaming. So yeah, Varesa, the 5-star Gaming. So yeah, and now we have Iansan, a 4-star polearm Electro character, who is the same thing. So she gets a bonus of 24% attack. That is her level up stat. Iansan's main damage is going to be her plunging attack, so all of her other attacks are going to be worthless. Her E is literally the same thing as basically Varesa, where you're able to run, which increases the movement speed, and you go into the Night Soul state. So it's just pretty simple overall. Yeah, that's basically it. Her elemental burst will literally just give you a state where you're able to do plunging attacks. That's it. So yeah, she basically just does AoE electro damage, and then she does plunge attacks. So yeah, that's it. This is basically it. So it's basically similar to Varesa, where her elemental skill just increases her movement speed and goes into Night Soul state, and then her burst goes into the Night Soul state and does some AoE electro damage and plunges. So yeah, Iansan's just the same thing. She's just a electro DPS. So yeah. As for the passive skills, this is the Natland passive skill, where she's able to get some Night Soul points, which is pretty cool. Her first actual passive increases the movement speed of her elemental skill and increases her attack by 20%, and it scales onto her elemental burst. So her elemental burst is going to be her main damage dealer. So you probably want to just increase the maximum value of her elemental burst. Her elemental burst is probably going to hit really hard, especially if you get her to C6. As for the other passive skill, she's able to restore Night Soul points, and heal 60% of the active character based off of attack. So this means that the higher attack you have, the more healing she's able to do, which means she's able to self-sustain herself, which is pretty cool. And her other overall passive talent makes her gain Felicigen when her Felicigen drops below 50%. So she's able to gain 10 per 10 seconds. So yeah. Looks pretty basic overall. I mean, it's just a 4-star character. Usually for Genshin, they don't just make good 4-star characters anymore. The only good, I guess, 4-star character they made is Lanyan. Yeah, Lanyan was the last good one, and that's because Lanyan has a pretty good niche. She's a shielder and a animal support, so it's pretty good that she's able to have those traits. As for iansan, it looks like just a basic 4-star of DPS, and you know how those go. So yeah, looks pretty basic to me. If you're an iansan lover though, then I'm pretty sure she's gonna be good. She's just a burst DPS. So yeah, that's iansan. And now it's time to go over the other stuff they mentioned. Vivid Notions, which is Varesa's main weapon. So her attack gets increased by 28%. When you use a plunging attack, you will gain a passive called Dawn's First Hue, where your plunging crit damage increases by 28%. When you use a elemental skill or burst, you gain another effect, Twilight Splendor, which increases the crit damage by 40%. And those two effects last for 15 seconds and will be cancelled after impact on the target. So this means that once you do the plunging attack, those two passives will just reset. That's basically it. So when you do a normal plunging attack, you do 28%. When you do a elemental skill and then a plunging attack, you gain 40%. This means that you get a net total of 68% crit damage. That is busted. And the level up stat for this weapon is crit damage at 44.1%. This means that this is going to be hitting hard. It's going to be hitting really hard. And of course, the attack is at 674. That is really high attack. With a 28% flat attack increase, this weapon looks really good. Yeah. If you are using a plunging DPS such as Varesa, then yeah, this is going to be really good. But as for other characters, I don't think they use this that much unless you like run like a niche plunging catalyst DPS, like I don't know, like Nahida plunge or something. But other than that, this weapon's only good on Varesa unless you are using this on a plunge team. So yeah, looks pretty good overall. So definitely a worthwhile pickup if you are going to be getting Varesa. As for the artifact set, we have pretty interesting ones. So we have Finale of Deep Galleries, which is a cryo damage bonus 4-piece set. So the 2-piece is cryo damage. The 4-piece set is when the equipping character has 0 elemental energy, the normal attack damage is increased by 60% and the elemental burst is increased by 60%. After the equipping character deals normal attack damage, the aforementioned elemental burst effect will stop applying for 6 seconds. After the equipping character deals elemental burst damage, the aforementioned normal attack effect will stop applying for 6 seconds. This effect can trigger even if the equipping character is off the field. So this means that this is really weird. So your normal attack and elemental burst damage just get increased by a crap ton. But it has to be under specific circumstances. So when you use a burst, it will stop applying, and when you use a normal attack, then the burst will stop applying. So it's really weird. So it's either you get one or the other, which is yeah, it's just weird. This is a weird artifact set. The only characters I could think of that are really good with this is maybe Seatlali, I guess, but Seatlali wants EM. She wants a lot of EM. So this artifact set is kind of bad. So yeah, I don't really see anyone who really uses this unless it's like a character from the future. So yeah, it's probably gonna be the it's probably gonna be that. It's probably gonna be like a character in the future who uses this artifact set. So yeah, but as of right now, this artifact set is kind of weird and kind of useless right now. So yeah, but as for the other artifact set, rejoice, plunging DPS fans. This is going to be your artifact set. So Long Night's Oath has a two-piece effect that increases plunging attack damage by 25%. When you do a plunging attack, charge attack, elemental skill, and it hits the opponent, they will gain a 1/2 stack of plunging, charge, and attacks or elemental skill, and it can trigger once every 1 second. And plunging attack damage gets increased by 15% damage up to a max of 5 stacks. So every time you do a plunging, charge, or elemental skill, you get a 15% increase on plunging attack, and it keeps stacking. So it's really, really, really busted. This means that you're just able to do a ton of stuff. So this is literally meant for characters like Diluc, Gaming, Varesa. Yeah, you see what I mean? So this is the plunging attack damage dream. This is the plunging DPS dream. This artifact set is going to be used a lot for plunging teams. The only plunging teams we have right now is Diluc and Gaming, but now we have a new contender, Varesa. So Varesa is going to be looking pretty good with this set. Same with Diluc and Gaming. Diluc has a really, really strong plunge damage, as well as Gaming. So this is going to be a really, really good artifact set for them. So yeah, and that is basically it for this special program. So yeah, in short, it's okay. I mean, it's what you expect. It's just a special program. So yeah, pretty new characters, new area, and that's basically it. So yeah, and that's it for this special program video. If you guys enjoyed my insight and my ramblings, and if you want to support the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It really does mean a lot if you do support the channel. Helps to keep me motivated and making more videos for you guys. So if you want to support the channel, that is greatly appreciated. Without you guys, I wouldn't be here. So thank you guys so much. And as for the comments down below, what do you think of version 5.5? You think it's good? You think it's bad? What do you think of state of Genshin in general, since a lot of people are probably burned out or quit this game? Did you quit? Did you not? Let me know in the comments down below. And also explain the reasons why you are still playing, or you just quit the game in general. I really do want to know, because I am probably not alone on this, saying that Genshin is going on a downward spiral. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below. I will be replying to as many of you as I can. And as always, thank you guys for watching this special program video, and I'll see you guys in the next gotcha video.